Okay, Teresa, looking fantastic. Really, really looking great. I love this piece. Couple of comments. Yeah, this is. I think this is fine now that I see it. My concern before was that is it going to make sense to have that fishing line kind of coming from the sky as opposed to where it would be dropped from the boat. But it's fine. I think it's fine. I think the continuation is there. The viewer gets it. Plus, I kind of a little bit concerned right now about just using and reinforcing this horizon line and this kind of you know where the water meets the sky thing. I think it's too prominent on the back of the poster. I think it's working out beautifully on the front. I'll get to that in 1 second. Let's go ahead and take a look at your type. Love this. Old style numerals. Nice job. One thing I'm seeing at this kind of distance, so to speak, is, well, there's two things I'm seeing. I think that the let's get bold in those numbers, the old style numbers, because right now it's really difficult to see at this distance, so to speak. And there's no PDF, so I can't really zoom in. But I'm just a little concerned that these are going to get lost in the distance. And as I said, repeatedly throughout my critiques, is that this is a poster, so it's meant to be looked at from a distance. And I think right now these aren't quite holding up as strongly as they could, indicating to the viewer from a distance that this is indeed a series of years, indicating to the viewer further that it is a timeline. Okay, so the only other thing I think is that right now, as I was saying before, is I think this is pushed too much, just this demarcation, this horizon line right here. And I think, like I said, it works on the front, but on the back, what I like to do is this. I think that there's a couple of things that are happening right now. I think the image is too prominent. I think we can reduce the size of that image. What I would do is this, is I would take this kind of, this whole type block right here, which is set beautifully, by the way. Nice job setting your justified type. That's really a good job. I don't see any rivers in here at all. So that's fantastic. You got your italic set. This is fantastic. Really nice job here. But my only issue here is that, as I said, it just appears like, okay, the type's underwater, right? And I don't want to reinforce it. I want to can just use the background as kind of a secondary portion of the layout. So what I recommend doing is just taking this whole type block right here, moving it up into composition to get that last line in alignment with the baseline of Nobel Prize for Literature. What that's going to do is they're going to push this up a little bit to break the horizon line, and I think that's going to work, creating less emphasis on the fact that this is a horizon. Okay, so let's push that up a little bit, get those baselines in alignment. Then what I want you to do is just try to align the image with the type block itself. Okay. And that's going to draw less attention to the image. The image, it's got automatic hierarchy built. And anytime you use an image in the composition, the same can be said to be true. So try not to draw so much attention to the image with the scale. I think the orange stroke around the image, I think it's interesting. I think it adds a little pop of color that might even be needed over there. So I'm totally cool with that. Plus, it kind of allows the viewer to kind of go back and forth and kind of almost eliminates an automatic exit strategy on the page. So I think that's cool too. But what I would do is once you pull this type up, I would go ahead and just align that image to the type block itself. Might entail some cropping. That's okay. Or it might entail just reducing the size so that we'll reduce the overall size of the image and it's the impact associated with hierarchy, and then just get that in alignment with the top of and bottom of that type block right there. That leaves one area that's of really, I think, considerable concern. And this coin up here is just kind of floating up there in the middle of nowhere. It seems unnatural at this point, and I think that one of the reasons is because it's kind of floating above the horizon, kind of indicating that it's just kind of floating in the sky, right? We need to anchor that coin. Right? We'll love to take that coin and just anchor it right down there. I think we had a previous iteration. Yeah, right there. I think that's a good location for that coin. So reduce the size, place it right here. It's going to do really reduce the size. So it's not drawing so much attention to itself, but it is drawing attention, and it's drawing attention to the fact that this is the year the Nobel Prize was won. So big enough that it's recognizable, small enough that it's not just really large, and just make it associated with this and not in addition to this. Okay, watch your alignment here. Okay, Born is out of alignment. These are just, the alignment's weird. The three right there seems to be indented a little bit. And then when we come over here, and it seems like these are left aligned, but that certainly is center aligned. So we got some inconsistent alignment right there. You want to watch that. Okay, my final comment would be that I'm thinking that once we take the coin out of there, we're going to have a little bit of extra negative space up here. And my only suggestion there would be to take Ernest Hemingway out of there, okay, and bring it up into composition. Same typeface, and just make it a little bit bigger. Or you can make it considerably bigger, but I don't think that's going to have to work like that. You can just take that, move it above that text box, create that area right there. All right. I think you're doing a fantastic job. This has really come a long way. All right. Good job. Thanks.